Joining us on the desk is Brittany Lincicome. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here, Brittany. You are achieving things that not many women would even attempt to achieve. How are you doing it all right now?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm playing well, so why not keep it going? And then on the flip side, just sitting at home counting down the days until this baby comes just seems like I would gain more weight and the time would go by really slow. So being out here, the time is actually flying by, and we have probably 10 more. I'll be 30 weeks this week, so 10 more weeks to go, and just taking it all in, I guess.
Do you feel like you're doing it all? I mean, I feel like I've done both, right? I've done one at one time, though.
Sure.
How are you managing it?
I mean, I feel like it's fine right now because I still only have the one. I think when two comes, it's going to be a whole different ball game. It's going to, you know, flip our lives upside down. But obviously, I have great help with my husband. My mom and dad travel, so we're going to try to keep it going and keep playing next year. But we'll see how, when this one gets here, how it kind of turns around.
How do the logistics work now with your mom and your husband? How are you all managing as a family?
Yeah, so this is my third week in a row. So Emery came to the first two. It was awesome having her out, and then my mom and dad took her home for this week. Obviously, it's a big week, challenging week, a lot more hours put in. So it was nice to have her out for the first two, and then she goes home, and then I go home Monday. So it's great.
Well, you're just like this superwoman. I mean, it's like just remarkable to me. You played in 9 events so far. You've been pregnant for all 9 of them, and you have, finished atop or tied for 6th place.
Yep.
I mean, you've only lost 3 yards. We call you Bam Bam. Like, you're notoriously long off of the tee. You've only lost 3 yards since last year. Being pregnant, I mean, we're only 6 weeks apart in pregnancy, and I'm get winded going up the stairs. So I do not know how you are physically doing it. So tell me, how are you physically managing all of this?
Well, this week's going to be a harder test, obviously, just mentally, physically, everything. Going into a major, it's just that much harder. So the regular weeks have been super easy. Atlantic City, super easy. Last week, Grand Rapids, pretty easy walk as well. But yeah, I felt great. I think because I'm a little bit taller, I carry a little bit better. I've only gained a few pounds, so I've been doing well managing my weight, and I don't know. I wanted to go longer with Emery and then didn't go as long as I wanted to, and now obviously we're pushing it pretty far. So, well, it's great though.
How has your golf swing changed?
Somebody asked me that last week, a fan, and he asked, has it changed? And I was like, I don't think so. And then I asked my caddy, I said, Missy, does my swing look different? Has it changed? She was like, no, I don't think so. So it's pretty much the same. I feel like I've lost a lot more yardage, but as you just said, I haven't lost as much as I thought, which is great. But the ball's going dead straight, knock on wood. I swear I'm only hitting it 250, but it goes dead straight every time, and obviously you can play with that, so it's good.
We don't get many mums, top 10ing, top 5ing, let alone winning, on the LPGA Tour, because it is just so much to juggle, and physically
Sure.
your body goes through so much. And as you say, luckily your swing hasn't changed that much and you haven't lost much distance, but for a lot of women, it is too much, and that goes for all of us when we kind of get lost in the depths that is motherhood sometimes. But was it ever a question as to whether you would stop competing and you would stop working and you would focus on being a mum? Did you always just want to try and have it all?
Yeah, I think prior to these 3 weeks, it was do I go? Do I not go? Do I book a ticket? Do I stay home? I've been out here for 18 years. I don't have anything to prove. I could just go home and take time off. But I only played until about 26 weeks with Emery, and I was like, man, I could have gone so much further. So I felt like I feel great. I'm doing great. Emery did come at 32 weeks, so I feel like my family is okay, after this week, we need you to get home and just be home and not travel, because she came in Chicago at an outing that I was at. So I think everyone just wants me to get home after this week and kind of shut it down. But like I said, I've been feeling so great that why not play as long as I can?
So do you have kind of a tournament in mind where there is a cutoff period where you're thinking, okay, I really should, stop after this
Yeah,
event?
unfortunately that's this week, because we have 2 weeks off after this week, and I really wanted to play Dow. I really wanted to play that team competition with my partner Brittany Lang, but just with the 2 weeks off, I'll be 6 weeks out at that point, and all the way back up in Michigan again. That would be a long drive home if I were to go into labor again. So maybe if it was a little bit closer to home, or maybe right after this week, I could have played one more, but this will be my last week.
Because I guess a lot of it is also not wanting to miss out on
Right.
their childhoods and those milestones, those significant moments. And we saw that lovely moment of Emery catching her first fish the other week.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, my mom said, we were staying on a lake, we rented a house. She said, I'm going to take Emery fishing. I'm like, okay, we only have hot dogs. You're probably going to go catch a little turtle or something, if anything. And then I heard my mom whistle, and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? So I ran ran out there, and sure enough, she caught this huge fish. Emery wouldn't touch it. You could see there she's in this dinosaur phase where
bigger than her.
She thinks she's a dinosaur, so that's her dinosaur face. But yeah, it was a huge fish on a hot dog, and then the weight that they had was just a bolt from like a screw or something that they tied on to help it go sink down, and I literally never thought they would catch anything, so it was really funny.
What's her weeks look like on the road? While mom's out working, playing golf, what is her week
Oh
look
my
like?
gosh, they're the best. I mean, she watches dinosaur movies with my mom and dad. She has the life. She sleeps in. She doesn't come to the morning rounds normally because I hate waking her up. So she'll come to the afternoon rounds or maybe practice around pro-am times, and you know, we take her to the park. A few weeks ago, there was this great amusement park, so we went there and she rode all these roller coasters. We went 2 days in a row. She loved it, so she has the life for sure.
Does that take your mind off of the golf as well? Having or in a bad way, in a distraction?
No, it's great knowing that obviously we have a great daycare on tour too. Yeah. So I mean, you could do it either way, but it's just nice that my mom can come out and be with her and take her to do fun things. Maybe they go for a walk or they go to the park. So she's not just sitting in a hotel. We try to rent houses every week just so she has more space to kind of run around and play in. But yeah, she definitely has the life. It's great.
Well, we've been talking about how many challenges there are, you know, traveling with a toddler, being pregnant. But have you seen being a mom on tour has helped your game in any way?
I think it just kind of puts it into perspective a little bit more. You know, when you have that bad day, you can always go back and be like, you know, I have a healthy baby growing inside of me, or I have a beautiful baby at home. You still get super frustrated. I would be lying if I told you, like, all that makes it so much better, but just being a competitor and wanting to win on the LPGA every week, I still get super frustrated. But then again, the bigger picture, you know, you have this healthy daughter at home. We're getting ready to have our second. It definitely has changed. You know, over the 18 years that I've been out here, golf is getting harder. The girls on the LPGA are getting so much better. So you have to have your A game every single week. So that makes it a bit frustrating when you go out and you shoot like an even par and you miss the cut. But it's just great. The LPGA is getting bigger and better, and it's a great time to be a part of it.
Yeah, this week is sort of all about empowering women and listening to inspiring women. And Brittany, you are so very much one of those people. I mean, what would you say to a woman out there, very career-driven women who are a little bit, you know, nervous about having that first baby and everything that juggles with that? What would you say to them in terms of how you can juggle everything?
I think if there's a will, there's a way. I mean, if you want to do that, if you want to have a family and your career, whether that's, you know, family help or hiring a nanny or however it may be, but you can definitely do it. I mean, there's definitely a way to do it, and more power to you for sure. I mean, just look at a few of our situations out here. Like, we're doing it, and obviously with the great daycare on tour and my family support, it makes it a little bit easier. But definitely, if there's a will, there's a way, and I give all the women in the world encouragement to go out and do it.
So speaking of the fact that we are here this week, as you prepare for this major championship, is there anything that you're focused on in preparation on this golf course?
Fairways and greens. I've only played the front 9, but I think it's playing close to 7,000 yards. It felt really long out there, a little bit hilly in spots. It's definitely going to be, I think, the greens. The fairways seem to be pretty generous, not too bad, but it's definitely the greens. There's some where you could kind of hit it in the middle, and if you're short, it's rolling back 30 yards, or long, it's rolling over 30 yards. So definitely getting it in the right spot on the green. There's some where we're just going to hit it to a spot and then have to putt 30 feet and just be okay with that. But the golf course looks fantastic. Hopefully we don't get too much rain tomorrow. I always feel so bad for the superintendents when they've worked so hard to get the golf course to be so beautiful and to get it the perfect conditions, and then weather comes in. So hopefully we don't get too much rain tomorrow, but it's going to be a true test of golf, and it's going to be awesome for people to see on TV.
Yeah, well, Brittany, if anybody can attack this course, it is you. You're achieving such wonderful things. Congratulations on being such a superhero. So we can't wait to see you out here this week, and best of luck with the baby. We can't wait to see. I'm sure she will be on social media. Speaking of babies, I have to say we are all proud mamas here on this desk. So why not take this opportunity to give a little shout out to our little guys and girls. Baby Max there. There's Amanda with Ella Rose and Will and Charlie, and Paige with her little boys Bronson and Beckett. I mean, guys, we're nailing it. I've got to give kudos where kudos is deserved. And check this out. Amy Rogers' little boy Jack, he's got maybe a bit of a crush on Nellie Coulter.
All he wanted this picture with Nellie.
His hero today. I mean, this is what this week is all about. That is just one of the cutest things I think I've ever seen.